So, House of the Dragon season 1 has actually been a great show so far. After the release of the first episode, it was renewed for a second season, which shows how great the show was catching to people. Taking us about 100 years before the reign of the Mad King to come and have the events of Game of Thrones was a very good thing that they decided to bring. Now, we've had about 10 episodes so far, yeah, and then the finale has already been released, and then that is all about the season 1, which makes me very, very excited because I know it has already been renewed for a second season. So definitely there's going to be a second season. So now let me take you through the final episode of House of the Dragon season 1. That is actually episode 10. So we get an episode starting off, a Dragonstone whereby there are being contemplatives. With the end of the 9th episode, Princess Rhaenys actually escaped from King's Landing after Aegon II had been crowned king after the death of King Viserys Targaryen. So the death of King Viserys Targaryen happened in the latter part of the episode 8, which closed the chapter on that. Now, Queen Alicent and her father Otto Hightower have made plans of their own, both of them leading to the installment of Aegon as the next heir to the Iron Throne, which wasn't actually the king's declaration when he was alive. He had actually wanted Rhaenyra, his firstborn child, who is a girl, to actually succeed him, which was quite something that has never happened in the history of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah, it has never happened because he actually got to be king instead of Princess Rhaenys, the queen who never was, which actually, puts the claim to that. Now, Aegon was crowned king, a whole lot of lords were brought to come and swear allegiance to Aegon, and then if you refuse, definitely you are going to lose your life. A whole lot of them did refuse, and then I'm pretty sure they lost their life, though it wasn't exposed as that. I remember one of the lords was trying to escape from King's Landing, and then he was caught and then brought back. Definitely he faced execution. I'm clearly sure about that. That is quite something, I wasn't expecting from the Hightowers and then the ruling power. Now, it's quite, a good thing. I really like it when people go to such an extent to protect what they actually love in order to get whatever that they want for themselves. And it is what Queen Alicent and his father, the Hand Otto Hightower, are actually doing. It is quite a good thing. Lord Corlys actually has not been in the series for the past 2 episodes, and then we didn't actually know what was wrong with him, but then he makes an appearance in the grand finale of the season 1. So he appears, the battle in the Stepstones have already been won, so he comes home injured, but then he's not dead. It's quite a great thing. Now, there have been divisions in King's Landing, not only in King's Landing, in the Seven Kingdoms in general, among elders, among guards, and a whole lot of things. The commander of the King's Guard actually resigned due to the fact that he was asked to kill Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen and then her children just because they are actually going to be an opposition to the throne. Well, everybody would actually do that to protect whatever they want to own. But then to that extent, I feel it was a great ordeal to come in. Having this kind of division between this huge bloodline and families is quite interesting. I was wondering what is actually going to happen in the end, because with just the faces, we've had so much up and downs here. We've had a whole lot of divisions and that, and I'm wondering how many seasons are they going to release for House of the Dragon for us to be nearer to the original Game of Thrones story. And now I get a picture very clear. I'm pretty sure there are going to be more seasons than 2, because the whole story is about to unfold and a whole lot of events are coming into play. Such a beautiful thing. So Lord Corlys comes in. He also swears allegiance to Queen Rhaenyra. Now we have a king in King's Landing, Aegon II. We have a queen in Dragonstone, Rhaenyra. That takes my mind back to Game of Thrones. Having Joffrey as king in King's Landing and then Daenerys Targaryen as a queen. These two things are still happening here. It makes it a whole lot of, beautiful. Like, you kind of have a feel of a deja vu. This has happened and then it's still happening here. That's so perfect. Laying that sort of emphasis is actually beautiful for me. And actually, Queen Cersei has so far been the only female to sit on the Iron Throne, from Game of Thrones, but then we don't know for House of the Dragon yet. Yeah. So Queen Rhaenyra is actually trying to get herself allies, and then by doing so, she sends her sons Lucerys and then Jacaerys. But then, unfortunately, one of them demises. Well, he was sent to actually, send a message to one of the lords, and then Lord Baratheon specifically goes there and meets his uncle. So his uncle, Aemon, has actually been on the side of his brother, trying all means to actually keep him on the Iron Throne. But then there is still one thing he doesn't want to let go of. The fact that he feels like the sons of his sister are bastards. Well, it is true, but then to that extent of bringing it out loud is actually a form of treason. He tries to make the same, accusations there, but then Luke actually, calms himself down and decides to go back. But then a great turn of events happen. Lucerys is actually killed, which is so unfortunate. I wasn't actually expecting something of the sort to happen, Aemon's dragon coming to tear his dragon into parts, and then it was so awful. Yeah, so actually, Aemon's dragon is basically the largest in the whole of King's Landing, which makes it so much powerful to do that. And then it happened. But then, the ending is quite great here. I kind of feel like season 2 is actually going to be more of heated. There are going to be a whole lot of blushes and all that. Rhaenyra was actually thinking of a peaceful way of bringing the lords who are actually going to swear fealty to her, so that she goes for what is rightfully hers as proclaimed by her father. And now that she finds out that her son is actually killed by Rhaenyra's own half-brother, who is actually the uncle to the son, has made a whole lot of things turn upside down. I'm actually picturing the face of Rhaenyra's face after Daemon told her the message, how she was looking. It was so awful. Like, come on, she was filled with anger and then a whole lot of rage. And I know what she can do, take it into account, following the bloodline, whatever Daenerys Targaryen could do. I'm pretty sure Rhaenyra Targaryen is actually going to do the same. Yeah, so that's that for now. House of the Dragon season 1, 10 episodes already out, and then the finale just came out. Hoping for a fruitful and then a better season 2, which actually we don't have any confirmation date for yet, but then I know it's definitely going to be a wonderful film series. Yeah, so that's that for now. Let me know your thoughts and general impressions about the final episodes and this video in general, and don't forget to leave a like and make sure you do subscribe if you haven't. Till another time.